Okay, now we're into the rapid fire sort of section, and our first presenter is Morgan Cutlan. I can't read from that distance, I'm getting old. From the National Point of Care Testing Practitioner in Public Health Wales. Over to you, Morgan, and we will be keeping you to time because we'll be fierce.
Can I turn this a little bit? Perfect. Hello. Gosh, it's a little bit nerve-wracking up here. So apologies for any stumbles. But yeah, very grateful to be presenting today on some of the work we're doing in Wales. And today I'll be talking about how microcapillary blood has revolutionised our BBB screening and sexual health. So when we think about our testing methods, we need to think about the accessibility, scalability, and feasibility. We want to expand who and where we can test, as well as how easy it is to implement the services across Wales. In Wales, microcapillary blood is being used in three main ways. That is with a dry blood spot card, a point-of-care test, and with the CAFID Gene Expert. With the dry blood spot card, we do a finger prick test, 5 drops of blood on a card. It gets sent off to the laboratory, and it's screened for Hep C, Hep B, HIV, and syphilis. This can be performed alongside a point-of-care test to give us a rapid result for Hep C exposure or Hep C antibodies after 20 minutes. And any reactive antibody tests will then be reflex for PCR. We use an EDTA microcapillary tube, which is a pediatric tube. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on the next slide about it. So this is a graph to show the number of the number of CAFIDs that have been performed in Wales since they came over to the land of dragons in 2019. So before, our only option to confirm a Hep C RNA test was venipuncture. And then we had our CAFID, in which we used the Minimavet, which you have to use immediately onto the CAFID. I think it's within 15 or 20 minutes. So then we validated the pediatric microcapillary tube, which we call the microcap. This allows the blood sample to be stable up to 24 hours. And it also means that we don't have to then put the test straight on the machine, which is particularly advantageous when we're doing mass screening events. So anyone who's used a CAFID, you know that the number of tests you can do are limited by the number of modules. If you have 2 modules, there's 2 tests per hour that you can do, or 2 tests per hour until it's finished. So with the microcap, it means it takes that pressure off and you can stagger your testing. It's also beneficial for when errors do occur, like all things in science, it does happen. So it means that you can then repeat the test without having to call the person back and ask for more blood. You just get your tube out. And yeah, perfect. And then this graph is highlighting the dry blood spot card in Wales, how it's increased its usage. So it was implemented in 2014. So in Wales, all dry blood spot cards are sent to the Wales Specialist Urology Centre. So this is representative of all the spots taken in Wales and processed. There have been a multitude of factors that have contributed to the increase of testing. Some of them I've highlighted on here. There was a plateau because of COVID, as everything got reallocated during the pandemic. But a particular thing that helped was the removal of the ELISA, which reduced our turnaround time for certain cards from up to a week down to 24 hours. There's also implementation of dry blood spot testing and POC testing in prisons across Wales, where all Welsh prisons are now currently using dry blood spots. And then this is just a little abstract from the sexual health trends in Wales, an annual report that was released earlier this year that highlights that testing for syphilis in prisons has increased by 68% thanks to the opt-out dry blood spot card. And also, which should have mentioned on the previous slide, we also have a test and post service in Wales where, again, microcapillary blood is used for at-home testing, where you order a kit, it's all anonymous, and you're able to send it off and you'll get referred to your local health board for treatment. And this is the wonderful team. If you have any questions, please do get in touch. I've recently left my role to start a master's in London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. That's why I've got a different email address, but please do get in touch. And thank you to everyone involved, and thanks for listening.
Thanks, Morgan, for a really interesting presentation.